What is going on, true believers? When it comes to the Bitcoin ETFs, it looks like things are starting to turn a corner again. We had outflows from April 25th all the way up to May 2nd. Those totaled somewhere in the neighborhood of $900 million in outflows, with one day, May the 1st, 560 million. However, for the last couple of days, we've brought back about 600 million into the fold on May 3rd and May 6th. Big days for these ETFs. However, the important thing was Fidelity seems to be the big one. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust started to see inflows, and they saw inflows for 2 days in a row. So things might be picking up. People are recognizing the opportunity that Bitcoin presents. That, in fact, will probably lead to another leg up. So, and that's anticipatory. The rest of the markets, the Hong Kong ETFs have underwhelmed. So we're going to dig into all of this and more. And guys, I told you about Render. I gave it to you. I gave it to you on April 30th. I hope that you were one of them that took advantage of that information. That was just me thinking outside the box, that because NVIDIA was going to be on 60 Minutes and NVIDIA is tied to Render, and that Render has, has a lot of Ari Emanuel, it has JJ Abrams. There's a lot of people on the Render board. All of that was going to mean a pump. And guess what? We got a huge pump out of Render. So if you scored, congratulations. Also, just in case you guys didn't know, I didn't make a new video for the new song, but it's coming. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Blaze. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
All right, guys, I hope that you're having a good day. If you're interested, by the way, and you would like to, then I'm going to play that song for you guys in a little while. I made a new song. I have a new song. I have a really cool new punk rock intro song, which I think you guys are going to like, right? I'm just not, you know what? God damn it. Let's just do it, right? Let's just do it. We're going to do it, right? We're going to do it. It's going to be done. And then it'll be done, right? So let's see what happens here, right? We're gonna stop sharing right here. We're just, and look, there's no video, but we're gonna play the song. We're gonna play the song. We're gonna play the song. Shut up. We're playing the song. Okay, the song's getting played. So you guys just, whatever you do that. You know what I mean? And let's just see what happens. Okay, turn up your speakers because you're about to get punk rocked. You know what I'm saying? Or should we good morning first? No, we're going to do the song. We're going to do the song first. Let's do it.
I can read a chart like a Superman, and I've got a show that has a lot of fans. I'm streaming it every day and almost every night. And I bought some Bitcoin cause I see the light. They call me please, I'll do a chart you want me to. They call me please, I'll break a crypto wallet down for you. I built a crypto channel with a YouTube stream, and of all the YouTube channels I'm a dream. But late at night I like to check my views, and I stay up late just to give you guys the news. They call me please, I'll do any shot you want me to. They call me please, I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, I don't know what to do because my memberships are missing you. They call me please, I'll do any charge you want me to. They call me please, I'll break a crypto want me to. They call me please, I'll break a crypto wallet down for you,
All right. So I hope you liked it. That was completely 100% AI generated. Still got some flaws in it. I should probably put more words. I should probably realign it just a little bit. But that one actually came out pretty fun. Didn't hit the hook. Didn't do it exactly right. But hey, you know what? We're throwing it with AI out there. Where the Goo Goo dolls when you need them? I don't know. I'm not part of the trans community. I just, hey, if you want to do whatever you want to do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not part of it. You know what I mean? I forgot that I'm always right. This was actually going to be something a little bit different, and it just, it's not perfect yet, but I'm working on it. I'm absolutely working on it. But the most important part of all this is good morning. If you good morning, then good morning. If you don't good morning, then good morning anyway. But no matter what, good morning. So let's break this down. So Mike Vollmer, good morning. Masonic Mike, good morning. Hammerstead, good morning. Fun Family, good morning. We got the real life miracles. Next 15 to 18 months of crypto is about to get insane. Fill your bags responsibly. Tom, Space Tom, Easy 100X from here. We are going to, by the way, give away some Tom tokens today for the Meow Space Tom. So if you haven't already, we're going to come up with it. We'll get towards the end of this show. We'll start doing a drawing. So get ready. Trail Boss, good morning. George Lopez Garcia, good morning. Jason Collins, good morning. Justin W, good morning. Sativa Cyborg Fry, good morning. Jay Manuel in the house. Tony P's in the house. Diamond Nuts is here. Raymond Pritchard here. Willard Morris, Remington Perot, Burned by Saitama. Do you see that Dragon NFT sell for 60K? Jesus Christ! Why can't I sell one for 60K? That'd be amazing. Is it the Michael Jordan one? Is it the Paris Hilton? I assume it's gonna be one of those. Eben Bullet Janet in the house. We got Duke Wan. We've got Ninsonyoto Yamabishi in the house. I hope I said that right. Z Uden in the house. And where's the Goo Goo dolls? Let's not do that. Or we could do that. I don't give a shit. But anyway, so, I can't get the side, can't get this exactly right. It's driving me crazy. Like, I can't get the layouts are totally different than the way that I want them sometimes. And I can't just get this thing to work exactly right. You know what I mean? A regular drag. Jesus Christ. Like, could I buy one from me for $60,000? That would be kind of sweet. Anyway, so a lot going on, a lot to check into. We got ETF inflows. Now, we didn't get inflows yesterday. We got an outflow of about 15 million. Let me show you what the chart looks like. And you can actually see this for Joseph. All right, so this is what we got. Yesterday, we got a negative outflow, let's move that over here, of 15 million. However, for the previous 2 days, positive flows of 217 million and 378 million. And then down here, you can see, we had a nice little run of just bad stuff so far. And that bad stuff, that was just about 900 million of outflows. So big numbers, not exciting. Actually, it's about $1 billion. Overall, we're up $12.3 billion in flows so far. Now, when you look down here, you can see like who's actually making something happen. Well, you've got 15.48 billion from Blackrock, and then Fidelity at 8.19, and you got ARK at 2.28 billion. So there's some big players in this game so far, and I think that this is going to be indicative of a reversal of trend. It doesn't mean that it is, but we're past the halving. We're at the spot right now where money should start flowing just a little bit better, and you know what I mean. So this could be good. Tell them to call me. Tell them to call me. So anyway, I think that these ETF inflows are starting to look a little bit better. 378 million, 217 million. If we get just like a couple of more good inflow days, then you're going to see a big reversal on the charts. Now, the reason that you're not seeing the big reversal on the charts is, still great. It's still Grayscale. It's still Grayscale. So if Celsius, if they stop selling, or Genesis, I'm sorry, if they start selling, then, or if they continue selling because of their fees or whatever the reason is, then that might continue to be a slight problem. But, the important thing is there's really good inflows coming from most of them. Now, we got to the end of the month last month and people started taking profit. That's really, I think, what was going on there. Closing out April in a profit. Again, you saw the numbers, you saw how it ran, and just it didn't look good. But now it looks a little bit better. So we'll see how that goes. Now let's move on. Let's get into everything here. Grayscale. This is going to be fantastic for the space. Now, if you don't know, Grayscale withdrew their Ethereum ETF application because the SEC keeps delaying it. So they've officially withdrawn their application for an Ethereum ETF with the SEC, which they originally filed September 23rd, 2023. The SEC has delayed its decision on the ETF multiple times, with the latest postponement occurring on March 22nd. Grayscale's previous legal victory over the SEC regarding Bitcoin futures influenced its strategic approach to the Ethereum futures ETF. Now, what does that mean in simple terms? Well, I think what that means is that Grayscale has withdrawn its ETF application because it is preparing to file a lawsuit against the SEC, assuming the SEC will not approve it, or that the SEC has gone out of its way to not engage with them in order to get it approved. So I think that the SEC is screwing up and they don't care. And Grayscale, in the meantime, is preparing themselves for a fight again. They are going to make mass adoption happen. And look, it doesn't even matter, because at this point, if you just consider that the reason that it's being pushed down is because of losers like Joe Cojones, Liz Warren, Joe Biden not understanding cryptocurrency, all of these people who are like, but they use it for illegal activity. Well, they use the US dollar for that too, and I don't see you bitches banning that. You know what I mean? So they're using it because they don't have control. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, right? We should be able to agree that the reason that they don't like it is not about it being dangerous. It's about it's about them not being in control of it. And by them, I mean banks. I mean the large companies. We really haven't taken control. And look, there's an interesting thing. We're going to get into this a little bit later on, but there's a very interesting interview that I would like to kind of show you guys at some point very soon. I'm working on it. And I think that, this is an insider, and he's revealing that, Gary Gensler is on the take. Gary Gensler has a vested interest. He's an investor in a lot of these different cryptos. And, the artificial pumps that are happening. And then, we go back to, remember Pony Boy? I don't know if you guys remember that, but his name was Aaron Kaplan, and he's part of, what was that? He's the only person, his company, his Prometheum. There it is. It's called Prometheum. He is the only person with a license to trade cryptos, but he won't do it because they're all securities, Dottie. Look, I'm not making fun of Pony Boy here, but God damn it. You know what? It's on you guys. You got this. This is the creep right here, with his hair pulled back in a little ponytail. Because that's what the cool kids do. Cool kids do the mohawks, bitch. You know what I mean? But anyway, so he's a cuck for the SEC, if you will. His father is also a cuck for the SEC. Everything that he does is around right here, and this is where he was in court testifying to Congress that, you know, everything is a goddamn security. And look, nobody knows who Prometheum Trading is. They don't trade they don't trade anything. They're the only company that has a license to trade crypto securities, but they don't trade any. Fantastic, right? And it's because they got approval on Friday, 3 days before the testimony on a Monday. So if you don't think that Gary Gensler is lying, deceiving, and manipulating you, then you would be absolutely out of your mind. That being said, Grayscale came in and they absolutely dunked on the SEC, and the SEC lost their case, and now they're trying to do the same thing. Social media fueled speculation around the reason behind Grayscale's delisting, with some contesting the potential regulation by the SEC staging a reverse spot ETF. James Seifert, debunked this claim, considering the development being less likely. Grayscale's strategic legal move were indeed acknowledged by the judge, yet the refiling of the application was seen as a less impetuous process for the SEC and might be used as a counteraction to Grayscale and other parties' legal concerns. Withdrawal happened in spite of elevated scrutiny and skepticism from analysts towards SEC approval of Ethereum spot ETFs. At the moment, a new round of optimism was fueled by the SEC's approval of the Bitcoin spot ETFs, which may also serve as an indicator of new heights in Bitcoin price and a sweep of upward trends in the crypto market. There's a growing possibility the demise of the Ethereum spot ETFs, with one of the last blows having knocked them terribly last year on the ground, that the SEC thought that Ethereum was a regulated security. The same claim found in an article published that year conflicted with the earlier SEC public message saying there were no plans to regulate Ethereum. So the SEC either lied or changed their policy or did something. You know what I mean? They told somebody something. And we got good morning from Aaron Thompson. There you go. You got your shout out, my man. If Polly is dead, he's coming back as a dog name. Is it the is it Polly the Ox? The big fat guy from Pork and Pepe? Good Lord. That's going to be crazy. Anyway, so I think that the SEC is about to get sued. This is going to be a fantastic moment for crypto, because that will force an Ethereum ETF, and the SEC can't do anything about it. Point of fact, in the event that this is happening and Donald Trump gets elected, then there would be no opportunity and no chance that this continues. It will be approved, because he will fire Gary Gensler, and he'll be like, you're fired. And a lot of people are saying you should take both of your eyes with you, because they don't seem to be connected to you. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ, giant-eyed bug-faced mother. Anyway, great guy. Gary, killing it. Anyway, so I believe that this is going to work out to the benefit of crypto, and going to be a big move. I think a really big move, and should be pretty cool. Next up, Trail Boss says Zelda 2.0. By the way, Zelda 2.0, what is the French word? Took the fuck off yesterday, and what a big run it had. If you guys have not, then check this shit out. Remember, we talked about this yesterday, and we were going into it yesterday morning over here. It was trading at around 7 cents. It spiked up to 11 cents. And I told you guys it hadn't finished its correction. Well, I said it could go towards the upside, but that, I would expect that there'd be an accumulation down in this range at least. Well, nope. This thing took off, had a nice little run, and moved towards that upside. It's got upside momentum, and it's flagging right now. I don't think that's maintained. I don't think that's, I don't think that it stays that way. But I mean, for the moment right now, then you're looking potentially at this sort of pattern playing out. We'll see if it comes back down. If it comes back down to around 7 or 8 cents, I mean, might want to take a shot. Got $1 million in liquidity, 5.56 million in market cap. And if this market, and by the way, this is during a dip in the market, we got a little bit of a drawdown. So if that's the case, then we got to look for a reversal. If the reversal happens, then in the market broadly, I mean, then this thing could probably come 8.5 and then just bounce out and take off. And the next thing you know, it's got a 20 or 30 million market cap. So I would be watching out if you haven't already. Contract address is right there, so you guys can check that out if you want to. It certainly looks like a great opportunity and a great buy opportunity if you haven't checked it out already. So but back to the matter at hand, we're going to talk about now that we're done with the Grayscale, the top 3 real world asset cryptos. I'm giving you cryptos every day. I'm giving you ones that seem to be ready for a big surge, right? Real world assets have emerged as a promising cryptocurrency sector, bridging the gap between traditional finance and the world of digital assets. By the way, if you are a maxi for Solana, I've got a Solana video coming out in just a little while. That Solana video is going to be about my top 3 Solana coins going into meme coins that are going into this bull run, and I'm giving you what my predictions are. Dog with Hat, I'm predicting pretty big market cap. Bonk, a pretty big market cap, and Myro, I think Myro is going to absolutely explode at some point pretty soon and have just a fantastic run. So if you haven't already, certainly go check that video out today. It may be out a little bit later. So anyway, number 1 on the list is going to be Chainlink, which is this is the Oracle. This is the Oracle network that enables smart contracts to securely access off-chain data feeds. It's claimed the top spot among RWA cryptocurrencies in terms of development activity. According to data from Santiment, the leading cryptocurrency analytic platform, Chainlink currently produces 2.49 times more activity daily than GitHub, than the most active project in the RWA sector, Synthetics. This high level of development activity suggests that Chainlink team is actively working on expanding the platform's capabilities and integrating with more real-world assets. Currently trading at $14.54, Link has experienced a 3.7% decrease in the last 24 hours, 24-hour low and high of 14.22 and 15.15 respectively. Now, if you're looking for it, go check out some Chainlink. Look, there's a limited amount of upside in my opinion for Chainlink. I think that most of the money's already been made, especially when it's ranking so highly in the list of all cryptos. So you take this with a grain of crack or salt, whichever one you use. I don't know which one you use, but I do think that there's some tremendous upside for Link, but at the same time, understand that it's already had a nice big sort of robust run. It's a top 16, top 15 coin. It's already got $8 billion market cap. Will it go up higher? Sure. I mean, it could go into the 100 billion in this next bull run. If we look at it, from a long-term perspective, where does Link drop in? Let's chart this real quick. On the daily, Chainlink was all the way up around $53. That's about a 3x away, 4x, about a 4x away from where we are right now. So there's a real opportunity for growth out of Chainlink. However, I do think it's going to be a tiny bit limited. Now, the one thing that I will say is that if we do the thing that I keep saying, which is I do feel like we're at least going to double most of these market caps. So if it's $50 right here, then that would mean that the target for the end of the bull run is going to be around $100. And if if that move is up in that $100 range, then we're talking about what's that, a 6x, 7x, about a 7x from where we are, maybe even close to an 8x from where we are right now. But let's call it 7, a 7x from where we are. So that's a pretty good return on any sort of investment. So if you have the capital to buy yourself some Chainlink, look for a dip. If you don't get a dip, like this is a good place to DTA at $14, I think. Now it was down at $6 not that long ago, and we may revisit that spot, but I don't think so. I think that the next move is going to be an impulse move into the $25 range. We had a move to 22 already, a break into 25. Looks like the next big sort of spot. So if that happens, then that's going to be a pretty big play. But that's what it looks like. I mean, I think that Chainlink. Look, check out Chainlink if you haven't checked out Chainlink. It's going to run. It's going to have a nice big pump. Synthetics, though, is the next one on this list. And Synthetics is a platform that enables the creation of synthetic assets. It secured the second spot among real-world assets. Synthetic assets are financial instruments that mimic the value of real-world assets, such as stocks, commodities, or currencies, allowing investors to gain exposure to these assets without directly owning them. This is the same thing that I told you about API3, which is why I'm so bullish that API3 is probably going to have a nice big run, because it's doing what Synthetics is doing, and it doesn't already have this billion-dollar market cap. It's got a much lower market cap, so there's much more room for it to expand over the course of this bull run. So but it has a strong focus on development and a growing ecosystem. It's well positioned to capitalize on the increasing demand for tokenized real-world assets. Currently trading at $2.79. And if we check that out on the chart, then over the last I typed it with a space in between because, yeah, I'm cool like that, apparently. Christ, please get your shit together. All right, so there we go. So we got it on the chart right now. The last big high for this one, way up. This one's, this one's got, in the event that this is right, okay, this is the one that's got a huge amount of growth potential, because let's go back here. In that last run up, it had $29 high. So if we just effectively say that we consider that's going to double when $6 trillion enters the market, and it's speculative, by the way, but then that puts it up here, meaning that we are from where we are, which is where we at 258. So at 258 right here, up to the top right here, that's a 20x. So this one, more than Chainlink, looks like a big potential explosive move. You get a 20x off of it if that is the case. So there is a pretty big upside to Synthetics. So if you haven't already, make sure you go check out Synthetics. Also, the last one on the list is Centrifuge. This is a platform that enables the tokenization of real-world assets and the creation of asset-backed pools, and that's claimed the third spot. The platform aims to unlock liquidity for real-world assets by connecting them to the DeFi ecosystem, enabling more efficient and accessible financing opportunities. With a focus on development and growing network partners, it's well positioned to play a significant role. Trading at about 70 cents right now. And this is on our list, by the way. However, here is the coolest part of this one. Give me 1 second here. Boom. There we go. All right. So Centrifuge, currently trading at 67 cents, going back over here, 259. This, if we just consider that this doubles, I don't think that that's the case. The reason I don't think that that's the case is because it only has a $300 million market cap. It's got a significant amount of room for growth. So if we just consider that real world assets probably track in the 30 billion market, this is a 100x waiting to happen. So this is one of the, and by the way, this is where the money is. Look, the liquid staking, the borrowing of real world asset, the bridge here from real world assets to the lending protocol. Look, lending protocols are big deals. So we could be looking at this thing doing 100x. And here's the great part. The great part is when you check the fully diluted market cap, most of the tokens are already in circulation. You've got 492 million out of 546 million that are in circulation already. So they've had a chance to grow. They've had a chance to dilute the value amongst investors. And now it's just a matter of giving it that opportunity for that next big move. Now, if it just goes back to its previous top, then you're looking at about a 4x from where it is. And I think this, again, is going to just absolutely start to rip. So if you haven't already, certainly go check out Centrifuge. This is going to be, and by the way, these three real world assets, probably long-term hodls. These are not the most short-term move, but each one of them could have a big impulse move. In fact, if you were to, and we know what an impulse move looks like, right? If you were to look at, say, something like Centrifuge, then, let's look at it on the shorter term. It's already corrected from the impulse move, continues to move higher up the charts. There's another impulse move coming. If you just kind of look at the way this thing has been sort of growing in the bull market, it's boom, 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 boom. It looks a little something like this right here. We keep breaking out of it. We haven't broken out of the trend line, but there's also this back testing that continues to happen over here. And guys, I'm just winging it when I look at this because it just looks like it's so it's got this big channel. So increased volatility potentially, but it's at the bottom of the range right here. When it's at the bottom of the range, it usually has big moves. So will this be another one of those big impulse moves? Well, we had this big move from here to here. We had this big move back down. Then we had another big move up. We halfway corrected. That was the heart line right there. You can see that there's a lot of interest in that heart line. Then boom, to the top, then back to the bottom, and then back to the top, and then back to the bottom. And if this thing goes back to the top, then what you're looking at right now is from here, you're looking at a move of about 80%. And it's on a daily chart. So you're looking at a pretty robust move out of centrifuge if you have the risk tolerance for it. So, and by the way, that does mean at some point, we're going to get that move up here, but then there's also going to be the breakout, and then you're going to bounce off of that and start to make your way to higher highs. So I get a sense here that centrifuge is probably poised with a $300 million market cap for a big move. So check out centrifuge if you are so inclined. And then let's take that victory lap, because God damn, did we do great with render or what? So on April 30th, I sent you guys a message and I said, look, you guys, you got to have some render. You got to have some render in your wallet. Render is getting ready to move because NVIDIA is going to be featured on 60 Minutes. When NVIDIA is featured on 60 Minutes, the savvy collectors or the savvy crypto investors are going to look at this opportunity as a buy. They're going to buy some render, and they're going to start driving the price, right? Well, guess what ended up happening? Exactly that. The move on render has not been pretty swift. It's just been pretty consistent. But this is we had that conversation on April 30, right? And there it is right there. So from April 30th right there, and when I told you guys it was at $7, right? This is my entry point right here, 701. I said, this is one of those things where I think it's going to have a nice big move. So it moved up 54% over the course of the last week. That's a big move. So especially in this market that seems to be kind of weighed down by, I want to say raggedy bitches, but I guess we have to say Americans. But let's face it, the Americans have been raggedy bitches about investing for the last little while. They're looking for reasons to sell. They're not hard. They ain't hardcore. They don't have it. Anyway, so a big move happens over here, and I hope that you guys got in on it. When I see another one, when I see another impulse move or something like that, then I'm certainly going to be letting you guys know. But the question now is, so we had that little double bottom, and can we break out of it? So all of the holders, by the way, everything is starting to get more active in the network. Render's price is currently at about $10.80, which it's at 10.21 right now. It's coming down after noting 8.5% rally in the past 24 hours. The double bottom pattern is a bullish analysis formation characterized by two consecutive peaks at approximately the same level. Render not only broke past the neckline, but it looks like if the bullishness persists, that we're looking at about $11.50, maybe even $12 coming in over this next little while. Right here, you can see this is kind of where $12 is. So if we get a continuation of this, and this floor right here at 1060, that's where it got rejected. And, we expected that rejection to happen right where it happened, got a little bit above it, but, it's not exact. So a move here and a retest, and then all of a sudden, here we are at $12. Now, if you zoom out a little bit, you'll see like this is really kind of the top of where it was over the last little while. So, and this has got $1 billion of market cap right now, and at some point pretty soon, this is one of those real world assets. This is one of those AIs that will take over the space, because this is all about the thing that we keep saying is going to be the big deal, and that's video games. When we see the video games using render in order to get you to play online, and you're using other people's, this is going to be a big thing. So I get the sense that this is ready for another big move. So if you haven't already, certainly it's still not too late to go check out render if you want to. Also, Robinhood, according to an analyst here, the KBW report, this is Keith Bruyette and Woods, indicated that Robinhood, known for its cautious approach to cryptocurrency offerings, stands a strong chance of prevailing in a potential legal skirmish with the SEC. They highlight that Robinhood supports only 15 cryptocurrencies in the United States. This is in stark contrast to competitors who offer over 200. According to KBW analysts, including Kyle Voigt, there is no anticipated change to Robinhood's operations. They see Robinhood as likely to challenge the SEC's claims successfully in court. The firm's strict listing standards could give it an edge over its peers in legal disputes. The financial analysis further mentioned that cryptocurrency trading constitutes 12% of Robinhood's total revenue, and it speculated that the SEC might target a specific subset of cryptos available on the Robinhood platform. From a revenue perspective, the worst case scenario would involve the SEC classifying Ethereum as a security. This asset represents approximately 25% of their crypto trading. Early in the year, expectations of global interest rate reductions propelled U.S. stocks and Bitcoin to new highs. It drew more traders to the market, increased the brokerage's transaction-based income. Their volume was up nearly 20% for Robinhood, but they concluded that the clarity on the outcome of any legal proceedings against Robinhood would likely not be available until late 2025. So this is going to be a long-term sort of play out here. And of course, this is the same thing that's going on right now with Coinbase. So basically what you're watching and what you're seeing is they're taking the Howey test, they're designating it to each and every one of these little cryptos, and then they're making a determination based on that. They're listing a project, and then the SEC is like, well, figure shit out. But when but here's why the SEC and this is why the SEC and Gary Gensler are a bunch of losers and dirtbags. Okay. And that's my medical opinion. So, and I am a doctor of thugonomics certified by John Cena Institute. Okay. And, in case you guys are wondering why I would say something so like, radical and crazy and, asinine and ridiculous. Well, there's a very simple reason. It's because, bitch, John Cena follows me. You know what I'm saying? So, I, in turn, had to follow John Cena back. You know what I mean? So, but let's all recognize this. He followed me first. Anyway, so as a doctor of thugonomics, I have to say, these guys are a bunch of losers, right? They have no idea what they're doing. What they're doing is they're trying to regulate by intimidation and enforcement. That's not how you do things. These guys are applying the Howey test. The Howey test is saying this is a commodity, not a security. And then the SEC is like, oh, no, mon frere. But then when the ETFs come around, when it's Blackrock's, they will suck Blackrock's. I don't know. I don't know what they will suck, but they will suck it. They'll suck it. And Fidelity and ERC-20, they did everything they can to make these Bitcoin spot ETFs because they lost lawsuits against Grayscale, so they had to do it. You know what I mean? So a lot of crazy stuff happening, and this all changes if Donald Trump comes in, because he's going to fire all these people and he's going to bring in people who are more accepting of cryptocurrency. And look, by the way, you can't be a scammer. You can't do raggedy shit and expect to have a good result from the SEC or from anybody for that matter. You can't be a bad player in the space. They will still come for you, but phrasing, and they'll still come for you. But I think they'll be a little bit more open to positivity in this space. So let's move on. We're going to talk Terraform Labs for just a second. This is related to Terra Luna Classic. In a May 6th filing in the U.S. District Court of the Southern District of New York, the SEC pushed back against Terraform's argument about less disgorgement. Now, for those of you that don't know, The SEC wants a $3.7 billion disgorgement penalty and a $1.7 billion ill-gotten gain penalty. And they're talking about $5.3 billion, the SEC. And Terraform Labs is like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you guys idiots? Well, you know what? We know you're idiots. You got Gary Gensler. And I mean, who hires Larry the Loser? You know, who hires this guy? So they're fighting back and they're saying, look, even if there is any of this stuff that happened that you're saying, and even if it is, it didn't happen in the United States. It happened in South Korea. So you don't have any entitlement to steal $5 billion because you're not going to, as a disgorgement, you're not going to give that money to the people. You're going to keep that in order to continue to fund your process for taking on cryptocurrency. So that's an interesting take. Now, the SEC responded. So the SEC said this: even if the court accepted the legal basis for the Terraform argument, the SEC cited several examples of activities in the United States that could be used to enforce securities laws. They omitted the role that Jump Crypto Trading played. That's the company in Chicago that bought a bunch of UST at the time in order to keep that dollar peg. And then Do Kwon came back out right after and said, the algorithm worked. So it's going to be very interesting. So the SEC was planning on this. And after a 2-week trial, now listen, and Judge Jed Rakoff, the 82-year-old guy, he's the one that's going to be listening to all of this on May 22nd. Now he's going to have to follow the law, because if he does something that's untoward, of course it will go to an appeal. And then during the appeal, they will look at it, they will parse it apart, and they will take him to task, and they will take the SEC to task if they are not doing things by the book. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. So if you like Terra Classic, it doesn't really affect Terra Classic, but it does affect Do Kwon. So, you know, we'll see. Now, I AI generated this because, you know, I'm awesome. But we want to talk about something that's going on right now. And that is crypto is top of mind for U.S. voters in swing states in the U.S. 2024 election, a sign that voters may back candidates who have a favorable stance towards digital assets, according to a survey conducted by the Digital Currency Group and the Harris Poll. Now, for those of you that don't know what the Digital Currency Group, it's that piece of shit Barry Silbert, the dirt McGirt scumbag who continues to dump on you. Who's dumping on you, by the way? Remember, Grayscale. Who's dumping all their Bitcoin? It's Grayscale. What Grayscale holding is it? Genesis. Who owns Genesis? Digital Currency Group. Who owns Digital Currency Group? Barry Silbert. So if you're looking for a piece of shit to blame for being a piece of shit, that piece of shit, Barry Silbert, is the piece of shit you're looking for. Grab some toilet paper and wipe him off. You know what I mean? So more than 2/3 of respondents somewhat or strongly agree that crypto is for people like them and more equitable than financial systems. More than 90% of respondents in key swing states, including Michigan, Nevada, and Pennsylvania, said they plan to vote in the 2024 presidential election. Digital assets have emerged as a significant issue in the upcoming election, says Blockchain Association CEO Kristen Smith. Additionally, over 1/4 of voters indicate that they are actively weighing political candidates' position on digital assets when making their decisions. This is what we need. And look, when it is my opinion, I don't like Donald Trump. I don't like the guy. I don't think that he's good for anything. However, he is a Republican, and he is positive on digital assets, and that's good enough for me. I am a single issue voter in 2024. So I will be voting for the person for cryptocurrency, and that person right now is going to be Donald Trump. I don't really care what's going on in the court cases. If he's guilty, I mean, there's a lot of guilty people who've been elected president over the years. We just didn't know about it because we didn't have social media. So I'm not really worried about it. And you can put and you can call my opinion Monica Lewinsky, and you can be Bill Clinton, and you can put a cigar in that. So anyway, there are 3 political action committees that are focused on cryptocurrency. 4 when you account for the Bencoin Foundation, which is about to start doing some funding for candidates as well. for this upcoming election. It's specifically focused on John Deaton. Like, we really want to get, what we really want to do is we really want to get dirtbags out of the Senate. Dirtbags like Liz Warren, liars, cheating thieves like Liz Warren, who lied to you and took your tax money to get benefits afforded to Native Americans. She's not even a Native American. She lied to you. She lied to everybody. You know what she said? You know what she did? Because this is this is a testament of her character. This is who she is as an individual. She didn't say, "Oh, that's my bad. I made a mistake." No, what she said is, "It's my grandma's fault. My grandma, my deceased grandmother, is the reason that I lied to you, because she told me that I was a Navajo." Maybe she didn't say Nava. You know what I mean? So it's just wild. It's just fucking wild what people allow anymore. So make sure you vote. Make sure you vote in 2024. If you are cryptocurrency savvy, if you're interested in cryptocurrency, then you're going to have to stand your ground here, and you're going to have to do something. Look, if you're a Democrat and you don't believe in, you don't like Donald Trump, then you got to make it. You got to make, it's a binary decision. So you're going to have to. And if you say something like, "Well, I'm just going to vote for Robert Kennedy," fuck you. I'm going to vote for Robert Kennedy. You're going to waste a vote is what you're going to do. Okay. The choice is binary. It's Joe Biden and anti-crypto, or it's Donald Trump and pro-crypto. That's it. If you're crypto savvy, if you're crypto, and the rest of it, I mean, look, if you're mad at some mean tweets, if you're mad at if you're mad at America for not getting into new wars, if you're mad at, I mean, you got to make a decision. But if not going to war offends you in some way, and you're offended more by him going on camera as opposed to not getting you in war, if that offends you more, first of all, it's your priorities, because your priorities are way out of line and way out of whack with reality. And secondly, you're going to get your taxes lowered, so you're going to have more money in your pocket, because he's going to take care of you, because you are what matters. So mean tweets, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter who votes. It only matters who counts the vote. None of that's true. And look, I watch every conspiracy that comes along, and no, none of those conspiracies are valid. What matters is who gets to vote. And it's not about who counts the vote, because people aren't lying. Nobody likes Donald Trump, just like me right now. He's not liked. He's got a group of people, a cult, that think that everything he touches turns to gold. It doesn't. It goes bankrupt. Everything he touches goes bankrupt. But that doesn't change me saying that this is still a binary choice. This is still the best opportunity that you're going to get crypto mass adopted is with Donald Trump. It's not going to happen with Democrats. The Democrats who are in power right now despise your prosperity. And if you don't recognize that, I can't help you. But they do. They despise your prosperity. So let's get into what's going to happen next in the crypto market. So anybody else looking at this and seeing a pennant playing out that's probably going to break to the upside? Because I do. Now, this doesn't mean that we're done with a move. This does mean that, this is kind of what's playing out right now. And I told you guys that, we can have this downward momentum. So this could continue for some time. Like, we're up at the top of the range right now. And we talked about this a couple days ago. And I said, like, if maybe we come back down here, 56,000 for a retest, we come back up right here, come back up down here. And then we actually effectively end up in the spot. And what's that spot that I'm on right now? This spot, boom, 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 boom. That spot right there, that is the 200 MA. So the 200 MA is exactly what I said. If we break down, that's going to be where the retest comes, right? So we didn't get it over here, which I told you was a possibility. It looks like we continued to move upwards. We had a good move. We didn't break down. But we could continue to break towards that downside 56,000 and then back up to 61. We'll look at liquidation and the liquidity map. Let's reset this and refresh it because it looks like we're moving towards that upside, but we don't have a clear goal other than 63,000 in mind on the short term. On the 1 week, Looks like we swept down. We did not get into this area, which is 61.7, and we have another one down here at 61, about 60,900. So there's probably going to be a violent sort of move down into this range to pick up some of this and wreck some of these long positions right here. Probably just not a great position so far. Moving out to the 1 month, this is where we get kind of a better long-term look. And the better long-term look tells you that the millions and billions of Rocks fans are located up above 71.5. And if we're indeed going to mint a new high, if we're going to start making our way back up, then we've got a good pull right here at 65.5, and we got another one at 67.4. So there is money towards this upside that could end up just cascading into these pockets over the next little while. Look at this right here. There's about, what is this, $2.1 billion sitting at 65,600 in liquidations. So big moves incoming. Now, I don't think any of this gets us down to 50,500. I don't think that other than short-term moves, I don't think we're motivated to come down into that lower range. At best, again, going back to something like a 1 week, you could look down here and say, well, there's 56,000 down here. There's a little bit of a pocket. So, we might continue to see some downward momentum. Again, leading all the way down into this range. But if we follow, here's what's cool, right? If we follow what's happening right now, and we just kind of consider that, let me zoom in on this so you can see it a little bit better. If we just assume this is right and that we're going to continue in this pattern, right, then the next move is going to be an impulse move down here to 56,000. Where is the next big pull? 56,700. If you come way down here, if you continue to break towards this downside. So what does that check out? 56,600 puts us right here where we this is exactly where 56,600 is. So are we looking at a downside momentum in some way? So if that happens, then again, we're going to have another strong bounce, but that strong bounce is going to be about 62,000. And then we have that final breakdown, which would make sense into the 200 MA. And then after the 200 MA, then we can start to, nature can start to heal. And I don't know, by the way, that I have this thing 100% right on the inputs. No, that's not it. We want the SMAs. Change that to the 200 and see what that looks like right there. So you can see right there, we're basically just kind of moving our way into that 200 MA to touch it one more time before we have another breakout. This is the last time we touched it over here in October of 2023. And then since then, we've just really had this nice breakout towards that upside. But it looks like now we're moving back to testing that 100 or that 200. So I think that we're probably going to see that move. So I'm going to put that back to 100. And there we go. Now on to Ethereum, and look, they're running lockstep right now. This one looks a little bit more, this should probably come down like this, but this looking just like the other one. We're getting this downward pressure. And then we're going to have a breakout. So the question now would be, when is that breakout coming? If you look down here, I added the volume in. If you can see that, the volume was pretty high when we were on our upward trend. Volume is pretty low right now, or in red, it's signifying sell-off. So we'll see how we get this next move. But right now, if you just consider that there is sort of a, every one of these has like a heart line, like right in the middle, and you can see how much activity there is just kind of bouncing off of the heart line in the middle towards that upside. And basically what I'm doing is creating my own stupid little Bollinger Band, if you will. Looking at it from a Bollinger Band perspective on a daily chart, you can see right here, we're starting to get real tight, which means that there's an imminent breakout one direction or the other. Right now, it looks like the imminent breakout would be to the downside. Momentum is not in our favor. So it looks like a break to the downside, but we'll see. As far as Bitcoin goes, same thing. We're not getting nearly as much right there because we had that big move right in this range right here. But the fact that Ethereum is doing it, and the fact that some of these other alts are right here, you can see that we just had a break from the bottom to the top of the range on Solana, but it's not that much, and the band is closing a little bit. And when you get these tightenings on these bands, then that means that a big move is imminent. Well, by the way, let's talk about it in Miro terms. The last time we got this pinch right here, which we're getting a pinch right now at this moment. Last time we got a pinch like this, we got this move right here to here. So in the event that that were to happen again from this, then you're looking at Miro just running wild up to 54 cents. Now, will that be the case? I don't think so, but it does indicate that we're getting a tightening of these bands, which means that there is a big move coming. I don't think it's to the downside either. Dog with hat, same kind of thing right here. We had a break towards the up side, but the bands are getting kind of tight. So, you know, there is an impulse move coming pretty soon. The last impulse move actually was just recently, and it ran up and started to expand it, but it very quickly tapered back down. You guys are seeing it right now. It's happening a lot quicker as we're looking. Right now, US LU Lunk is really tight. So if you, the last time Lunk got this tight was back here, right here, and look what happened. We got the fake out, and then we got a breakout. So, you know, you could be looking at, and I feel like you know, if we're paying attention to this the right way, that we're getting this little tightening right here, and then boom, it's gonna run back up here into this 22 range, like 3 zeros 22. So there we go. Now it is time to have a drawing. So if you are interested, we're giving away Tom tokens. By the way, my real name, just so you guys know. But we're going to do a StreamYard picker. All right. So if you are interested in the Tom drawing, type in hashtag Tom. Just like that. Type in hashtag Tom, and we are going to do a drawing. We're going to do that in exactly 2 minutes. So, it's going to be this live stream right here, and it's going to be hashtag Tom. All right, so we are ready right now with our picker selector thing. So if you are interested and you want to get into this drawing, then type in hashtag Tom, T-O-M, and let's see what happens right there. So we got Crypto Antagonist, we got Jason Pollins, we got Ben Ferrer. If you want to, hashtag Tom, and then of course I'm going to ask you for your wallet. Send me your wallet on X, and then I will see that you get it. I did get my account back, so we're all good there. But go ahead and make sure that you put in hashtag Tom, and we will do the drawing. We'll do the drawing in exactly 1 minute. So while we're doing that, let's come over here. Bro is up 6.3%. Now, a lot of people have been reaching out to me, asking me about staking on Ben. I don't have any answers for you. I have no idea. Look, I'm not iced out or anything. You know, like we still talk and we still joke and you know, we still have a chat and shit like that. But I'm not on the inside. I have no idea what's going on with Ben at this point. Ben moved Cassie over to she's now running BitBoy Crypto, and he's now running the BenCoin Foundation, and he is not good at communicating. I mean, he's good at communicating, you know, outwardly to you and stuff like that, but as far as the team and everything goes, either I'm not on the team anymore and he didn't tell me, or I just have no idea. So, you know what I mean? Like I can help as much as I can help, but I don't know everything anymore. As a matter of fact, Ben Price at 53, you know, we had that big sell-off over here when it didn't go live when it was supposed to go live. So now we've got people doing a lot of staking. If you are interested, by the way, benfi.io. If you come to benfi.io, you can come in here, you can connect your wallet, and then you can stake your Ben. I have not staked, but you get 2% for 30 days. For 90 days, you get 5%. For 180 days, you get a 10% APY. And for 365 days, you get an 18% APY. By the way, if you are looking to if you're looking to grow right now, then your number is 365. Because if you consider right now into May of 2025, That's a pretty long time. So to be able to take $1,000 right now and just consider it be 1,180 if the price didn't move at all, but it will move way up, right? So lock it up for a year so that you're out here on the pump and you're taking advantage of that pump. So I would recommend that you stake as much as you can on Ben for that period of time and then just let it cook. All right, so here we go. We are collecting comments. We got 14 entries for the Tom token, and we're going to draw right now. If I win, then we're going to redo it. Be funny if I won, though, right? Do it. Oh, J Manuel, you are the winner. So we're going to send you some Tom tokens. That's going to be the Meow Space cat. So let me send me your wallet address on X. It's going to be @BelievesCrypto, and I will get you taken care of. But J Manuel, you are the winner. And as a matter of fact, let me go back here and let me pull this up for you. That's going to be @Meow Space Tom. There we go. All right. So Meow Space Tom is the token right now. So if you are so inclined and interested, then you will now have that sent over to you. Let me make sure, because I don't, you know what? It's escaping me what chain it is. God damn it. Solana. All right. So it's Solana. So we're going to be sending you some Solana tokens. So on, send me your Solana address @BelievesCrypto on X, and we'll get you taken care of. In the meantime, it's time to pay the bills. I got to go. You guys have a good day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Cryptonomy.finance is your venture capital investment fund. If you're looking to launch a project and you need seed capital, contact Cryptonomy.finance today. They have a $74 million investment fund, and they processed over $10 billion in the last 5 years. So far, guys, on my flexible account, I've earned 0.001 Bitcoin. On my fixed account, this is where it gets interesting. We're going to make another deposit here, 0.5 Bitcoin. We're going to do this for 12 months again. We've created another staking protocol with a half a Bitcoin for the next 1 year. Checking my Ethereum holdings, you can see that by the end of this vesting process, I will have 3.23 Ethereum more than the 3 that I put in. And the most important thing, gentlemen, ladies, the Launchpad. The Launchpad is still producing significant yields on every launch. My accrued interest so far, a little bit over $109,000. Can't stress to you enough, guys. Check out Cryptonomy.finance today if you need